Good evening, everyone. This is the National Weather Service in Norman, Oklahoma, and we wanted to give an update on the expected winter weather conditions as we head into the day on Wednesday through Thursday morning. Portions of our area have seen waves of wintry precip in the form of sleet and freezing rain move across the region for the past couple of days, and it looks like we're going to have one more wave of precipitation move across the area Wednesday into Thursday morning. This area of precipitation will move northward through the day on Wednesday, with precipitation arriving along and south of the Red River by noon, while much of central and northern Oklahoma is expected to remain dry through much of the day on Wednesday. It still looks like the highest ice and sleet accumulations will be confined to southern Oklahoma and northern Texas, with much lighter amounts seen along the I-40 corridor into the north. That being said, there is also the potential for a very sharp cutoff in precipitation totals along into the north of I-40, with the possibility remaining for only light or trace amounts of precipitation for those areas. And here is a regional overview of the current advisories and warnings we have in effect for our area and the surrounding areas. For central Oklahoma and western Oklahoma, including Oklahoma City, Lawton, Clinton, and the surrounding areas, we have a winter weather advisory in effect, while portions of southeastern Oklahoma and western North Texas, including Wichita Falls, Ardmore, Durant, and Ada, have a winter storm warning in effect where we expect greater impacts from the combination of the accumulation of sleet and freezing rain tomorrow and tomorrow night. So when do we expect this next round of sleet and freezing rain to begin? Well, as I mentioned earlier, we are expecting it to move northward through the day on Wednesday, but it's going to be taking its time to do so. We've got a lot of dry air across portions of central Oklahoma, and that's going to kind of be combating the precipitation as it moves northward. So portions of western North Texas and areas along the Red River will see the precipitation move in by noon tomorrow or around noon, while it could take as late as 3, 4, 5 o'clock for it to reach up towards the I-40 corridor, including the Oklahoma City Metro. So most of you in the Oklahoma City Metro should expect dry conditions through much of the day. It's going to be cold, but we're not expecting any additional ice for those areas until much later in the day into Wednesday evening. And here is a look at our latest forecast for freezing rain accumulations. As you can see, the greatest totals are expected in portions of western North Texas and southern Oklahoma, roughly on the line from Wichita Falls to Ardmore to Ada. Portions of these areas could see greater than a 1/4 inch of freezing rain accumulation, potentially up to a 1/2 inch. And this will be enough to cause potential issues with power outages, as that is enough to start to bring tree limbs down on power lines. The good news is that we're not expecting a whole lot of wind with this system, so that should help mitigate those concerns somewhat, but there is going to be at least the potential for power outages in those areas. Further to the north, as I mentioned before, we are going to be dealing with a lot of dry air, so as that precipitation moves northward, it's going to be evaporating as it heads into that dry air. So that's going to limit the totals greatly along the northern edge, and we may even have a sharper cutoff than is shown here. So we're really only expecting trace amounts for most of the area north of I-40, with potentially up to a 1/10 of an inch in perhaps southern portions of the Oklahoma City Metro. That will be enough to cause travel issues, as even only a glaze of ice is enough to cause problems for those elevated surfaces, especially considering that we've had several days of below freezing temperatures and road surfaces will be quite cold. In addition to the freezing rain we're expecting tomorrow, we are also expecting some sleet to be mixed in with precipitation, especially during the earlier portion of the day tomorrow. So portions of southern Oklahoma and western North Texas could see a 1/4 to perhaps a 1/2 of an inch of sleet accumulation, while lesser totals are expected to the north of that. The good news is that after tomorrow, we're expecting the entire area to once again be above freezing by Thursday afternoon, with temperatures continuing to warm into the weekend, with temperatures in the 50s and 60s expected by Sunday. And that's all we have for now, but be sure to check back for future updates either on our webpage or on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for listening, and we hope that everyone stays safe out there.